Hello and welcome to a project that's been ongoing since the early 1990s, so naturally you're going to come in the middle. What this is some daily updates that I recorded on my mobile phone just to capture what I was up to. There are other films which follow a theme or follow a project all the way through, so this is literally me walking around the shed talking to myself, holding the phone out. So I hope you enjoy it. More than anything, I appreciate the comments. So today's visitor is Leo, who is over 6'1" with huge feet, who hopefully can get in this car. So let's wait and see. All aboard. The knees are always the challenge.
Yeah.
I think you've got to get out and start again.
Yeah, I think you take.
Oh, goy, he's bendy.
Just about going. Lift your bum again. You have to lift your bum. That's it.
Yeah, just out.
So poor technique. You should have done that other leg first.
Two goes until you.
And then can you steer? Yes. So we have a new record for tallest person who's managed to get in. So I am 5'7.5", which is substantially smaller. And can you do the brake without hitting the accelerator? Yeah.
Just about.
So yeah, there's quite a lot of clearance there. So that's pretty good. Thank you very much. So do you think you could actually drive it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I could take it up Prescott Hill Climb. fairly well.
Have you got a driving license yet?
I've got provisional.
That'll do.
Not a full.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the gear.
No, that's the handbrake.
Can I put it?
Yeah. Get a real heave, hard as you like.
So where is the gear stick then?
So in some ways it's an absolute blessing that I can look at that and I can imagine all sorts of things I could make from it. As a result, when bits of hardwood come my way, a lot of it from trees that have died in the garden or branches, I save it. But it's got to be stored really properly or it ends up riddled with woodworm. So I'm having a sort out of the stuff that's woodworming and bagging it up as firewood for my godson Edward. And the reason I'm doing this at the moment is I can barely get in here. And I had a moment where I really understood the extent of the problem. When I wanted a piece of wood from back there, I couldn't get it, so I went shopping. That means that's not an asset, that is always in the way. It's never going to be useful. So I've really got to sort myself out, and I've been burning little loft cutty scraps and just keeping what I really consider to be of value. I also needed to fix the dust extractor, which had swallowed a sanding block, and I couldn't get to the dust extractor to fix it because I had such a mess. So gradually getting more and more tidy in here. But I have a prize that I seek doing this. So I want this empty so I can weld in here and not set fire to everything. I'm gradually getting this shed clear, and all of that dust is where the woodworm have just eaten it. I had such plans, but not to be. So as well as burning scrap wood, I'm trying to get rid of scrap metal. And I found if I try and fill a crate, I think that's a win, that's a whole crate's worth. Well, if I pick one bit up, I think, I could use that for 101 other things. So that's a bit of the psychology. Those are drawer runners which have come off some drawer boxes salvaged from friend's kitchen. Those are the drawer fronts I took off because I've put them under the bench. And these sort of full extension runners are really good. £10 a pair, so this whole job's cost me 30 quid. They take a lot of weight, so hammer and dolly set, power punch. It's quite a heavy thing for rolling little cylinders. There's a dimple die, blockwood for bending metal. So it's a handy place to put those sorts of things. Instead of, it used to all just be boxes. but tools I haven't used in ages going up in the loft. So I'm trying to make space for more of the metalworking stuff. Still a lot of stuff on the floor. This planer I've got on wheels, hopefully it'll go in one of the sheds that I've cleared. That's been on wheels for ages. This was a chest on the floor that way with stuff piled on top. Couldn't bring myself to throw it away. And I realised what it was, because it's a Second World War gun, anti-tank gun, spares box. And this lists things like the spare breech block and the tyre iron and all the spanners and things for maintaining the gun in the field. So at some point, there'll be boxes or shells in there. Tried to preserve as much as possible, so the end fitting where a rope handle went through is there. Space this top off. Little lathe on it at the moment, but it might have the bead roller on it. On casters, so I can wheel it around the place. Hopefully I'll be able to leave the nibbler out the whole time, as well as having that out the whole time. But a way to go with shed space versus firewood decisions. These are the ramps I made from Scaff planks, wood's my thing, with upstands and little hooks on the back when I upgraded it. Might even be 10 years ago now. John builds everything very light, and his ones had kinked. He was having to support them with an axle stand when he was loading stuff. Trailer runs on just little mini 10-inch wheels. They look much bigger when you look at the trailer, because the trailer is just so small. So I put new rear stands on. So I came up with a system for clamping the ramps on here. It's still the original hitch, got a new jockey wheel, put a little winch on, so a few upgrades. I've managed to find my ratchet straps. I think they're behind the firewood, which Ed was having as a house warming. But I've got clear here. So pleased this is on a sturdy trolley. So hopefully tomorrow, the shuffle everything around and out the front door will go smoothly. Very little progress on this since August, virtually none, because I've been doing other things. But right ready to order the dash stuff. And even though it's November and getting cold, that's a nice indoorsy job. So I can take the dashboard off, load it, and start building the wiring loom. So a quick look at how the ramps work, in case it's a help to anyone else. So that's bolted through the Scaff plank. And under here there's a hook piece that goes into that loop, and then a plate to keep it flush. In terms of anchoring it to the trailer and transport, there's a nut under there, and then that's sandwiched around. It's just an ordinary bolt, so no, I've got a welder to hand, it'll make a T-handle, but I screw it in with that wing nut that's locked in, and then that one to tighten it. That stops it coming up. Should be a similar thing that end, but it's rotted, so it'll just be a bungee cord for today. When I got this out of the cupboard, I thought, I don't remember putting a metal sleeve in, but it's just a washer, and when you tighten a bolt really hard on softwood, it just buries itself. Not so much a car trailer, more John Sutton's super lightweight, short wheelbase Austin 7 racing car transport system, for which we are very pleased. Thank you, John. It's very easy to misjudge this because it just looks like a car trailer, and now Edward looks like an absolute giant. So you take one fence panel out and this will go in the back garden. But the idea is to have a toolbox underneath, and you can carry some spare fuel under there and have absolutely the maximum on the trailer. So when you arrive at an event, it's all ready to go rather than having to load the car as a separate thing. So repeat what you just said.
Feels quite roomy.
Roomy! Roomy!
Can I get in as well then?
Oh, we're going to play another game of can large person get in small car?
And now I'm
Shoe size?
Big size 10.
Big size 10.
And no less and no more. Right, here we go. So 1 foot in. I'm going to put the other one, I think, over there. And then...
It's your right knee is the challenge.
Knee's got to go...
The right knee's the challenge.
Go this way, I think, a little bit. Oh dear. Oh, crap. Oh dear, right.
You want to get that left
over
foot,
this way.
the correct side of the steering column. Hey, you're,
And I am in. Well, I'll probably never be able to get out again.
okay. Do the accelerator.
Right, so here we go.
Do the brake,
So that all feels quite comfortable, actually.
and you can do one at a time. Do the
Yeah.
clutch against the little elastic band.
It all feels very comfortable.
Did
Now
you
I'm
say
here.
comfortable? So Edward, get in as well. You may
Yeah,
remove.
most
You may
likely.
remove the ratchet straps.
Move the rings straps over here. Right. Oh, thank you. And another one.
Yeah,
He made quicker work of it than you did. Yeah, I know there's the.
It's pleasingly cosy. I'm quite impressed as well that you don't have to do the sort of hug thing. You can actually sit with your elbow down, which is quite nice.
Yes, I'm all ready to
Now,
drive to
now
Edinburgh.
there's one fly in the ointment here. There's no gear lever
Oh yes.
as yet.
So that's going to be about here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It feels very nice actually.
Okay. Eject.
Right, oh dear. Getting out is harder than getting in. Handle the tyre, I think, this time. That was, I got it sorted that time.
So do you reckon you could get? Do you reckon you could get in quicker this time?
I think so, yeah.
Go on then.
Right, so I'll do it the reverse way. Here we go. Right, so over to there, foot up, handle tyre. I'll get right
It's
back.
a good thing they don't do the more starts anymore, isn't it?
Well, if you practice and if you're 30 years younger,
That was all right.
Yeah, you went quite quickly.
I think I did very well.
this is almost cheating, as he's got one of these at home, which is why he's borrowing the trailer. Name, height, shoe size.
Edward Daylor, 27 and a half, big size 10, going on 11. But I think best way to get in is from the passenger side.
Gentlemen,
You're in.
gentlemen, start your. Oh, that was quick. Yeah, and out again.
Lovely.
I'm going to pay closer attention now. Okay, so go again, and it's getting that.
We're bugging
So what went wrong that time?
it. Knee up too high, knee underneath first, and then.
Yeah. You can have some scars in the morning.
Excellent.
It's easier from the passenger side.
Yeah. Okay, right, so
Feeling left room, mate.
that's fine, isn't it?
Right, mate.
Right,
Now suddenly it's a bonk.
there we go.
We can see how the seat is offset.
Excellent.
Aha.
Sauces.
But no, it feels roomy. I like the passenger is right on the limit of what I think I can sit in comfortably. But you've got a little bit of push. You stretch out against the bulkhead, and it's
Brace yourself for
brace
coolness.
yourself for
Yeah.
the use of a high performance vehicle. There's not much to hold on tight to, so it's nice to be wedged in there.
And that's a sticker off a DLR train when they were new.
And it's nice to see it with the original rad shell on. I like it.
Wacklid. Yeah. I mean, it looked like this, and then it looks a bit more normal with a brass radiator on. And it's also going to be a much longer bonnet because it's going to be further forward than it was.
Right.
So it's
Well, it's sitting quite long forward. It's forward of where the cow horns are, isn't it?
yeah, and the body obviously a lot higher, and the scuttle is higher again. So it's It's very definitely a Mark III.
So is the body now sitting higher?
Oh,
off
yeah,
the
yeah,
chassis?
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it looked a bit.
So if
Yeah,
you look,
no, it is-
so if you
it
look
is
down,
a
there's
lot, isn't it?
spacer blocks
Yeah.
to bring the body up, and then
Yeah, okay.
then the footwell goes down,
Yeah.
and then the steering wheel has come up a lot, and then the scuttle's come up by, you know, an inch or so as well. So it used to overlap much more.
Yeah, just looking at it now, actually, now you said that, it's clearly a lot higher at the back there.
And then the angle of the tail's changed as well.
All these mounting brackets, it's excellent. It looks like my little 132 scale Spitfire that I had when I was about 14, which has about the same wingspan as that. So
But that colour for me is just walking around Duxford. Duxford was a Battle of Britain fighter base and now a museum where there's a lot of aircraft, but there's also land warfare. There's a big American air museum there. It's just outside Cambridge. And as you can see, that green keeps popping up in engine mounting cradles, under wings, and even in the back of trucks. So it's a colour I find, you know, quite iconic of that era. The trailer went out end of November 2024, and I've got one more compilation to bring you back up to date as of Christmas 2024. Back in August, I was doing the design work for the dashboard, and I got to the point where I knew exactly what I wanted to buy. But I held off picking the stuff up until I was driving down that way, and I went to visit Car Builder Solutions in Kent. It's my first time there, and it's quite a place. So I've now got all the switches in hand, and I'm thinking through how I'm going to wire it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the philosophy will be, looking at how I did Edward's car, which was a couple of years back. So that's still to come. So grateful for comments on this one, and of course subscribe's very welcome as well. So thank you very much for sticking with it, and see you in the next one.